What does it all mean? Let's bring in our panel to discuss. Joining me now is Tom Borelli. He's a Newsmax insider, also contributor at America's Voice News. Peter Pitts, president and co-founder of the Center for Medicine and the Public Interest. Tom, I'll start with you. You have a Ph.D. in biochemistry and molecular biology. What do you think Governor Cuomo is, why is he not as confident in antibody testing as he was previously?
Because fundamentally, antibody tests, as the governor mentioned, is good for detecting whether or not people's actually been exposed. And what we do know is people who have either been exposed or recovered do have antibodies. We know that. What we don't know is how long the antibodies will last in a person's body in case there's a second infection. The good news is with MERS, a virus related to COVID-19, those people had short-term immunity. We don't know if the immunity is going to go on longer, but we're dealing with a new virus. It's a novel event. We're going to have to make judgments based on uncertainty, not certainty. This is a war. We have information, what we have. We're never going to have the perfect information. If Cuomo's waiting for the perfect information to open up New York State, it's going to be a very long time. We're dealing with biology here, not physics.
I'm going to get to you, Peter, in just a second. Let me get back to Tom really quick on a point about the governor, because at one point the governor, again, as we played for the viewers there, said, hey, this will be a way you can go back to normal life. Antibody testing, that's not new. I get that we're learning new information as we go, but how antibodies respond, that's not new. Why did the governor think at that time that would be the key?
Not going to speculate. The governor has made a number of mistakes. Obviously, the biggest one is letting people who were infected or recovering from COVID into nursing homes. That was a tragic decision. So either the governor's better get better advice, or maybe he should just step down.
Yeah. All right. Switching topics, Peter, as far as testing goes and the virus here, some people have been infected twice. So we're learning immunity might not last forever. How much do we really know about this virus?
Well, the COVID-19 is a wily virus, and we're learning more every day. Relative to people having a certain degree of immunity, if they have antibodies, we're learning. In a general case, what you'll learn in school is that once you have a virus, you develop antibodies and you're immune. That is not necessarily proving to be the case with COVID-19, and we don't know why, but we're learning. I suspect that it will give people a certain degree of immunity. It may differ by person, by the type of strain you're getting of COVID-19. Now it is morphing into other more highly contagious terms. But again, the data that we're getting relative to whether you're positive or negative from the antibody perspective is important, not only for data, which is obviously crucial, no argument there, but also people should be, if they have antibodies, should be open to donating their blood so that convalescent plasma can be used in transfusions, because transfusion of antibody-positive plasma, I think, is an exciting opportunity relative to treating those most at risk and in hospital.
Peter, staying with you, you're former FDA Associate Commissioner for External Relations. Talk to me about this new antigen testing that can quickly detect the coronavirus in someone, and multiple doctors' offices probably already have this machine that allows the test to be conducted right there in the office.
Right. Well, the new antigen test is not a test for see whether you have the antibodies. It's to see whether you have COVID-19. And it is an in-office test. You can get results in 15 minutes, which is incredibly important because you want people to be diagnosed and treated as quickly as possible. But you also want them to be treated as accurately as possible. And one of the problems with this new test is that it is prone to 15% false negatives, which means that in some cases, 15% of the time, it can tell you that you don't have the disease when you do. And that's very important. Obviously, you want a proper diagnosis. But considering that there are so many asymptomatic patients out there, it just magnifies, I think, the issue and the problem.
Last comment from Tom. As you heard exactly right there from Peter, it's 85% effective. So again, we're putting everyone in this whole bucket of maybe it is, maybe it isn't, we should go in, we should not go in. It could get confusing.
No, absolutely. And unfortunately, our country, in fact, the whole world, we're all now in a petri dish and we're really learning about the uncertainties of science, especially biology. But again, I go back to where our leaders, whether it be the governors or people in the administration, you have to make the best decision you have with the best data you have. What we know, this virus is highly contagious. We know that, but that's why social distancing still makes sense. but we also know there's going to be a huge amount of unintended consequences because of this shutdowns. We need to make some hard, tough decisions with the data we have today, not in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll leave it right there. Tom Borelli, Newsmax insider and contributor at America's Voice News. Peter Pitts, president and co-founder of the Center for Medicine and the Public Interest. Thank you both guys for coming on. Stay safe.